Welcome to the Bearded Bama Bushcrafter. Today I am collecting some material. Those of you who've been watching have seen a couple of videos. I did a short and then I did another video about building some walls down around by the shelter. And I am where I'm collecting the bamboo. Man, check this place out. There's bamboo all through here. This stuff is cool. And this little Pocket Boy Silky, see those teeth? Man, it makes quick work of this bamboo. This is such a neat place. Check out this canopy. Look at that bluebird sky poking through up there. All right, I'm got a little bit of time here today, so I'm over here cutting as much as I can. And the wall is coming along. Jared, I like the name Fort Wind. That is so cool. That's what it's been, that's what we're calling now, Fort Wind. I want to get some more pieces cut. Trying to watch out because the snakes love to be up in this place. Those rattlesnakes we have around here, the timber rattlers, they love places like this. You'll find rabbits and rats. Wherever you find small game like that, you're going to find your snakes. Your venomous and non-venomous alike. So I'm trying to keep my eyes peeled, especially for those rattlesnakes. Don't want to pick one of them boys up. All right, y'all stand by. This saw is quick. It is real quick. Makes quick work of it. I cannot remember if I mentioned this before about these silkies. I think I did. How they have these double locking areas. And I'm learning to hold it back. I like to grip up on it. And this, it'll flip, make you think it's breaking. Every time it does it, I think I've done broke the saw. So y'all remember that when you're purchasing a silky. This little locking mechanism, it has 2 channels there for it to lock, and it will open and move on you when you put pressure on the lock there. Let me drag this one out. These are some big bamboo stalks. Look at this thing. Bamboo is in the grass family. I believe it's called a monocot. And these things are, this is not a native plant to the United States. It's naturalized. It was brought over here, I believe, for ornamental purposes. Probably back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And man, I'm gonna tell you what, if this stuff ever gets on your property, if you look, it's very invasive. Stuff is native to Southeast Asia, Indonesia, those places. But I'm making good use of it. This is going to be some good material for what I need it for. As I'm in here looking around, I believe at one time this was probably a little fish pond. Probably had some koi type fish or something. And they probably planted this bamboo to give it that little oriental flair. Because this is definitely like an old cement liner here. Or some type of a line. Check this out, see? And it's a bowl and impression here. A few feet deep. Imagine this was somebody's water garden or just a nice place to hang out. Man, this place is so cool. I am just like overwhelmed with all the selections of these bamboo stalks. Man, these things are 30 feet long. Look at this one. I'm going to get this one next. Just check that out. All right, I'm right at 6 feet. And then you just goes. Reaching for that sunshine. You ever watched the Karate Kid movies? The first 2 are my favorite. When Danielson goes to Okinawa in the second one, And he and, I believe her name was Kumiko in the movie, they're doing a little tea ceremony. There's a little dipper she has. If you ever watch that movie, pay better attention. It's a little bamboo dipper, and the stem is made from the limb, and it's cut. This is how they would make them. It's pretty cool. You can make a lot of stuff with bamboo, and it's useful. They have channels on YouTube on how people are using bamboo over wood and saving forests and whatnot, because this stuff is durable. That wall I'm making, I'm only just started with it, but it's pretty stout already. Just a little frame that I've got going, and I have not tied anything together. It's just all used, just kind of weaving, interlocking, everything like that. And if I get to the point where I tie things down and put it together, it's going to be a formidable wall. It will be. It'll be pretty tough. Being in this bamboo stand or grove or forest, man, I get to thinking of back in my younger days in the 80s, the martial arts movies that were out, and one of my favorite actors, stuntman, martial artist of the time, was Kaisugi. He played a lot of ninja roles, both good and bad. Man, he had some amazing stuntman abilities. And I remember one, I cannot remember the name of the movie. They all kind of blend together now. But he was fighting either a samurai or another ninja. And they were inside this stand of bamboos, and every now and then, man, they cut through with them swords, and the bamboo stalks were falling everywhere. Man, this is so cool. It's almost majestic to be in this little, and I know this is just a bunch of weeds to most people. I wouldn't want this on my property, overtaking it. But I'm thankful to be able to come and harvest as much as I wanted this stuff. Man, there's bamboo in here. My truck is, I don't know, probably 50 yards that way, and another 100 yards that way and that way. It kind of clears out on the ridge, but then I see it again as the ridge goes over. Man, this stuff's just everywhere in here. I just stand here and I'm like, I don't know which one to cut, and then one will go cut me. Like this one right here. Back in my younger days, I studied some martial arts. First had gotten into, it's a Japanese form. It's called Yoshikai karate. Yoshikai karate. And some of my instructors during that time, probably couldn't do this now, but they had these shinais. And these shinais we would use for when we would do sword play. The kendo artists use them to wail on each other. And they have their armor on and all, and they're practicing their sword skills without actually killing each other. But man, you can really do some damage. One of my instructors, he loved to walk around with that shinai while we were working our stances. And the shinai was made out of the bamboo. It was split and made into a sword, a straight sword. Had a tsuba on it and the handle and all that. And it was probably about 3 feet long. And it had some rope that kept the pieces together. And if you were, he would check your stance. He would whop you across your back leg or across your belly, or he'd work on our breathing, across our backs. We'd probably get in a lot of trouble this day and time. But man, they were rough on us. We used to have to do knuckle push-ups on the cement and the asphalt out in front in the parking lot. And man, you'd get up in your first 2 knuckles. You knew if you were doing them right, because your first 2 knuckles would be bloody. And what they were trying to do is teach us to punch properly without punching back here on the hand and breaking that fist. All right, I see something I'm going to go check out here real quick. Ooh, the spiders are thick in here too. I believe I have found, and it looks like there's water here, an old artesian well. Check this out. Look at this thing. It's an old well house. And there's water in it. There are a lot of these artesian springs in this area. And I believe that's what this is. Coming out of this hillside. Man, that is so cool. That's a fresh water source right there. It's cool to get in these old places like this. Oh man, y'all check this out. Stand by. Definitely the tree. Check out the size of this oak tree. My goodness. Look at this thing. Heck, that's not an oak tree. Let me see if I can ID this tree real quick. That is a massive yellow poplar. Look at this thing. It towers. Look how big it is up in there. That thing is probably 10 or 15 feet in diameter. It's huge. Ain't no telling how old this tree is. Look at this thing. It is massive. This is not doing it justice, I promise you that. This camera. But it is a yellow poplar. Probably one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. That's been here for ages. You know, years ago here in Alabama and just the south and the rural parts of the south, people didn't have garbage service. And a lot of times where people lived, this is a cool find, by the way, what I'm fixing to share. They would just have a dump on their property. And I believe at one time this is what this area was. This has been here a long time. This is an old Clorox bottle. And it is a screw top. But this thing, I don't remember glass Clorox bottles in my time. And I am 51 years old. I always remember the white plastic, probably 1 gallon jugs with the peel off label around it. But this is a bottle. It's got Clorox on it. This is a good find. Alright guys, I'm going to cut a few more pieces. I'm going to end this video. But I hope y'all enjoy this. I wanted to come over here and make a little video in this area and just share some of the things that I get out and do. Hope y'all enjoy it, and I appreciate everyone who's following along. Thank you. Could not say that enough. And y'all go ahead and hit that like button. Always feel free to leave a comment, and I do my best to respond. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.